Today I'm going to walk you through how to make a candy corn throw blanket. Simple crochet. We're going to use just a couple of stitches, and I'm going to walk you through those before we actually get started. So first I'm going to be using a 9mm crochet hook, which is a size N. You can really use any size hook you want for this, but I'm going with the 9 because I like it how it's pretty open. Alright, so first you will need yarn. You will need yellow, orange, and white. But just to go over these basic stitches, I'm just going to show you here. So we're going to start by making your starting adjustable loop. Okay, and so I can make it bigger and I can tighten it down. So first thing we're going to go over is just a basic chain. If you're totally new to crochet and you don't know anything about it, just follow along with me. So you're going to put your yarn over the back of your crochet hook and pull it through, and that's the beginning of a chain. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on. I'm going to do a couple more so I can show you the next stitch pretty easily. Alright, so you'll make a foundation chain for this throw blanket, and so it'll start out looking like this, and then you'll build from there. So just to show you the next stitch, the only other stitch we'll be using is called the Suzette stitch. It is a single crochet followed by a double crochet in the same space, and then you skip the next stitch. So we're going to go here, so one away from what's on the hook, because if we go into this one, it'll just pull it out. So you're going to single crochet, which a single crochet is you just stick your crochet hook through one of the foundation chain stitches, you pull your yarn, you put it over, and you pull it through, oops, and so you have 2 loops on your hook at that point. So then you yarn over and pull it through again. That's a single crochet. Now we're going to add a double crochet in the same stitch that we just did. So you're going to yarn over, and then you're going to insert your hook through that same stitch, yarn over again to pull through. So now you'll have 3 loops on your hook. You're going to yarn over and pull this through the first 2, like that, and then you're going to yarn over and pull it through the second 2 again. So then with the Suzette stitch, we skip the next stitch here. So we'll go here, you're going to single crochet, so you go into it and pull the yarn through those 2 loops, and then you're going to yarn over, same stitch in, pull the yarn through, yarn over, pull through those first 2, yarn over, pull through the second 2. Then you're gonna skip the next one again, go into the one after that, pull through, single crochet, yarn over, same stitch, pull it through, yarn over, pull it through the first 2 loops, yarn over, pull it through the second 2, and that you can see is the start of our Suzette stitch. It's gonna have these little puffs kind of, but it looks really cool when it's all done. So moving on, I'm going to undo this first of all because I just wanted to illustrate the stitches. So easily comes out. Alright, now that we have the basic stitches out of the way, we're going to go ahead and start on our candy corn throw blanket. Candy corns have a wider part, and then they get down to a skinny part in a triangle. So we're going to be starting with the yellow yarn. You can use whatever yarn you prefer. For this project, I am using I Love This Yarn from Hobby Lobby. If you want to follow along exactly, this is color yellow. So You can use whatever color. I mean, you could make it another color. It doesn't have to be yellow, orange, and white, but this candy corn, I'm traditionalist. So we're gonna start by creating a chain of 125. So you start and you just keep counting. I'm gonna go ahead and put this into time lapse so that you don't have to sit here and watch me do all of these. But remember, basic easy chain. All right, so I actually misspoke earlier. You need to chain 126 because the Suzette stitch uses 2 in that you single crochet in one and double crochet in the same one, and then you skip one. We need an even number. So 126 to your chain gives you a very nice long chain. All right, so now we're getting ready to turn and start on the Suzette stitch. We will continue to use the Suzette stitch the entire course of this throw blanket. So once you get familiar with it, muscle memory kind of takes over, and it's a pretty easy project from that point. All right, so again, we're not going to go into this stitch here because it would just undo our last chain here. So you're going into this next whole one here. All right, so we're gonna single crochet and then double crochet. So single crochet, you just insert it, yarn over, pull through. You have 2 loops on your hook, you yarn over and pull through those. Then you're going to yarn over, insert it into the same stitch, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull it through the first 2 loops, yarn over and pull it through the second 2. And then we're gonna skip this next stitch and we're going to repeat the same process in the next stitch over, not this one but the next one. So in, pull through, yarn over, pull through those 2. Oops. There we go. Oops, there we go. Yarn over into the same stitch, pull through and over, pull through those first 2, yarn over, pull through the second 2, skip the next one here. So here we go in single crochet and a double in the same stitch. So I'm going to go ahead and put it on time lapse again, and I'll meet you when I get to the end of the first row. I'll show you how to turn around. Again, starting to look kind of tentacly. Anyway, I will see y'all at the end of this row. All right, I have done the first row except for that right now I'm on my last stitch. So the last stitch is different because you need to prepare to turn around and go back the other way and keep adding rows. So on the last stitch, you're just going to do a single crochet. So you just insert the hook, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through those 2 loops that were on your hook. And you end up with 1, and that's the end of the first row. Now you're going to chain 1, which is just yarn over and pull it through what you have on the hook. So you have a chain, and now you're ready to turn. You simply just turn it, and you start going back the other way. Now, here is your first single crochet. You're going to be crocheting into the single crochets of the row. So, where you left off here, that is your go point. So we're going to continue with the Suzette stitch. So you'll do a single crochet, insert, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through. That's your single. And then you're going to do your double in the same stitch. So you yarn over, pull through those first 2, second 2. You're going to skip this part, which is the double crochet of the Suzette stitch from the last row. And so this single crochet here is your next point. So you do another single crochet and a double in the same stitch. And you do this all the way back across. It's really easy. Once you build up the muscle memory of having done this after row after row after row, you can do it without thinking. Here's our last one. Skip this one. This is our entry point. Single crochet again and a double, and we just keep going like this until you get to the end of the row, and you repeat. Remember, the last stitch in each row is a single crochet only, no double crochet. You do a single crochet, chain one, and turn around. So here we go. All right, I did the second row off camera because this is kind of a weird angle for me, and it was a lot faster to just do it off camera. But I am here at the end again, and I wanted to remind you that I've done the Suzette stitch, the single crochet and double crochet in every other stitch until I get to the last one. This stitch here is my last one. I'm going to insert the hook into it, yarn over, pull it through, 2 loops on the hook, yarn over, pull through. Just do a single crochet there. And then I'm going to yarn over to chain one, and then again I turn it. So you just keep doing this to build up the yellow part of the candy corn. I will see y'all after I make a little more progress. I've been crocheting for a while. I like to crochet a couple rows in the evening while watching TV or something. So I have done the 47 rows that I need for yellow, and it's a little long, but it's good. It'll be a nice size throw. I really love the texture of this Suzette stitch. It makes it homey. All right, so at the end over here of the 47th row, I have my last stitch left here where it'll be just a single crochet. This is where I'm going to change to my orange yarn. I'm going to be using the Big Twist brand, and this one is called Varsity Orange. All right, so to start with the transition, because with our candy corn we go from yellow to orange, I'm gonna make these more equitable because I don't like orange very much, to be honest. So I'm just gonna make my blanket thirds. So I'm in my last stitch here. I need to do a single crochet right here. This is where I'm going to change colors. So I'm gonna go ahead and insert my hook into this last single crochet here, and I'm going to draw the orange yarn through. And complete that. Oops. This is a bit loose here, but I'm just going to pull on the yellow to tighten that up. All right, at the end of the row, you chain one, and then you turn it over so that, going back the other way, we will tie the yellow and the orange off together, but I like to get a couple of stitches in here to make it a little more secure before I just lay it down to do that. So we're going to do single crochet here again, and your double crochet in the same stitch. All right, and then remember, after 47 stitches, it should be pretty easy. You skip one, so we'll go here, single, double, some more yarn, that way it's not so tense there. And then we skip this one, we go here, single, double, skip, single, double, skip, single, and double. All right, I'm gonna pull this out a little so I can manipulate it without having to hold onto my hook, but to save my spot. So this has a really nice transition. We're gonna tie these off in just a second, but look at how nicely, can't even tell. So for this, I'm going to throw in, whoops, I need to grab some scissors real quick. All right, I'm going to cut the yellow yarn from what remains. I really didn't have much left over. I used almost 2 skeins. All right, so here at where we changed colors at that location, I'm gonna throw a surgeon's knot. So you're gonna cross them over, put one through, and put it through again. Pull it tight, and then I like to throw a granny knot on top of that, just for good measure. And then I will weave these ends in, because if you cut it here, it's a little more noticeable if you got these little nubs. Keep going, because it's going to be a blanket of thirds. It'll be another 47 rows of the yellow, and then we'll repeat this process of changing the colors, and we'll switch to white. So happy crocheting, and I'll check back with you when I've got more done. All right, I'm at the end, the last couple stitches of my 47th row of the orange. So it's my last row of orange. So I was gonna finish it off and change my color. Is the last one that has the 2 stitches, because the very last one, again, we're just going to do a single crochet. This is where I'm going to switch to my white, pull the white yarn through there, kind of snug down that orange. White, I don't need quite that long of a tail. Okay, and then this is where I will turn it. I'm going to leave these, oops, not this one. I'm gonna leave these tails, and I will weave them in with a smaller hook when I am done. So now I'm ready to turn it. And because of the camera, I'm just gonna do this little bit, get started again with the white. So we'll go into this first stitch here, do the single and a double, skip the next one, so go here, single and double. Do just a couple more, and then I will come back to the camera when I've made some more progress. It makes for a nice transition. All right, I'm gonna continue on with the white, and I will see y'all when I am close to finished with this little project. All right, I'm at the end of my last row on the white. I have one more Suzette stitch to do. Oops. we go. All right, now I am at my last stitch where on all the other rows for this blanket, I have done a single crochet and a chain. Here I am just going to do a single crochet. I'm just going to pull this yarn through. I'm not going to pull it through both of these loops that are on the hook yet. I'm going to snip a tail. I'm going to give myself probably a 4-5 inch tail just for good measure. I'm going to snip that. Okay, now I am going to pull I'm going to yarn over and pull the tail through these 2 loops. And I'm going to pull it all the way. And I'm going to snug it down. And that is the finished blanket. Now I'm going to go ahead and weave this tail, and then there's there's another tail from the yellow, where I switched from the yellow to the orange, and then one from the orange to the white. So in order to weave it in, I'm going to show y'all how. I'm going to use a smaller hook. I've been using a 9mm. I think for weaving in the tails, it's easier to use something smaller like a 4. It's just easier to pull it through. All right, so I'm going to start and you basically just kind of pull it through from every other side, alternating sides, I guess would be a better way of saying that. Like this. So you just keep going back and forth until your tail is either completely woven in, or if you feel like you've gotten far enough that it's not going to come pulling out, you can go ahead and trim it at that point. And then it's completely hidden. No one knows. I mean, if you look really hard, you can see that it goes through there, but the average eye can't tell. All right, so I'm gonna do that for the yellow and the orange as well, and then I'll show you the full final product.